Hare Rama Krishna, Hare Rama Krishna, Hare Rama Krishna. Good morning, friends. So, today in this lecture, we'll study about what happens, what are the results when Sun is there in Gemini Rashi. So, Sun in the Gemini Rashi is the scholar one. He is the, since Gemini rules, Mercury rules over the Gemini, so it is basically a scholar Rashi. It's all about learning and teaching and advising. Before we delve into that, let us understand some of the key characteristics of the Devata associated with Gemini. The Devata associated with Gemini is the form of Aditya known as the Mitra. Mitra in English means friend. Mitra is the Aditya who did a lot of penance at the shores of Chandrabhaga, which is there in the Konark in India, Odisha. And the penance was all about bringing the anxiousness of the world down by doing the treaties and alliances among the kingdoms. So basically, wherever you see the alliance happening, wherever you see some kind of agreement happening among two parties, it has been blessed by the Mitra Aditya. So if Sun is there in the Gemini sign in you, in your Janma Kundali, that means that you have been blessed with the Mitra Aditya. So whenever you go and perform uh, some puja related to Surya, just make sure to remember the form of Mitraditya in your worship. It will basically enhance the correct form of Surya in as per your chart. And while doing, if you do the daily oblations in the morning, you give the jal to Surya, then you can after the Gayatri mantra, you can say Om Grini Mitra Adityaya Namaha. Om Grini Mitra Adityaya Namaha. So this mantra will basically enhance the correct energy of Sun God in your chart. The Sun God here is the form of a scholar. He is a scholar because Mercury rules over Gemini, and Mercury is all about learning. He gives a lot of importance to learning. In this way, the person who has Sun over here, his main nature is basically to learn, and basically not just learn in a single discipline, but learn in various diverse things. So he basically wants to acquire knowledge from all the sources, from all the disciplines, because Mercury was the one who pleaded Jupiter to make him his disciple so that he can learn everything from Jupiter. So that learning ability is there in such people. So their nature is basically to learn things, and they are very charitable. The charitable nature is of Mercury, and needless to say they are scholars because they learn something, they learn a lot of things in diverse disciplines, so they know how to apply the interdisciplinary kind of activities that requires knowledge of multiple disciplines. So that makes them scholar in their own right. What their likes and dislikes are. So Sun also rules over the likes and dislikes because he's natural ruler of fifth house. So wherever Sun is placed, he will try to make use of the resources which is present in that Rashi to give the to fulfill his agenda of giving the likeness and dislikeness. So since Mercury is all about studying and teaching, so these people, they love to study. Basically, they will keep on reading. That's what their likes and dislikes are. The skills that they will have, okay, so the main skills that they will have, they will be very analytical, okay, they will be very fond of doing mathematics, doing studying astronomy and astrology, because that basically requires a lot of number crunching, not nowadays but during that time when these shastras were written. So all these results are from compilation of all the results from various shastras. So I'm just trying to make you understand based on some logic that why these results have been stated. Okay, so since Mercury means lot of analytical skills, so being adept in maths, being adept in analytical skills is one thing that these people have. Also, another skill that these people have is bringing two parties together and forming an agreement. That skill comes from the Mitra Aditya. They will also be interested in some kind of translation kind of work, because when somebody speaks another cannot understand, then the role of Mercury comes into picture. So he basically understands both, since they have knowledge of multiple disciplines, so they are able to grasp the essence from one and transfer it to the other party. That way they bring sort of agreement among two people, two diverse people. That's another skill. Then the journalism, like whatever is happening, to present it in the format that people understand and people grasp. That's also another skill that these people have. Livelihood. So what kind of livelihood is there? Sun also rules over from where you will get the wealth, from where you will get the sustenance. So that is ruled by sun, so it gives the livelihood. Sun also achieves Digbala in the 10th house. So what kind of professions are good? So first of all, wherever you require some kind of mediation, that is where these people are important. They can earn livelihood out of that, like diplomats. Okay, so they basically bring together two opposing parties, and they get to some agreement between two countries. So diplomats are one people. Then even the lawyers who do the arbitrage kind of activity, bringing the two opposing parties at the table and getting to a common agreement, that is also one profession for them. Teaching, journalism, translation kind of job, that is also for these people. That suits their inherent nature. What experiences they will have? So they will not have a very beautiful wife. Okay, now this result has been mentioned in shastras, but I'm unable to decipher like why this has been mentioned. But since this is there in the shastras, so I'm mentioning. So they will basically not have very beautiful wife. They will have two mothers. So this is basically because Mercury is the one who hates his mother, um, who hates moon basically. Okay, not mother. Who hates moon, and since moon represents mother, so he hates ends up hating his mother. Now to get that motherly love, he has to look for somewhere else. So that way actually you can decipher that they will have two mothers. Okay, one the real biological mother, and another from where they actually seek that motherly love. And they will be wealthy, fortunate, because Mercury is basically a Rajasic planet. So based on their talking skills, based on their trading skills, they will basically be very wealthy. And they will be very modest, because Mercury is the one who is not actually entitled. He was taken as a stepchild to Jupiter, and he was born out of wedlock between Moon and the Jupiter's wife. So he doesn't look very entitled. So when somebody is not very entitled, he tend to become modest. And eventually Bhagwan Vishnu, he basically gave Mercury the blessings of himself, making Mercury very modest kind of person. So the same experience even these people will have. They will be very modest, but they'll be very you can say very good at talking and bringing together various opposing parties. Physical experience, they will not be very like mediocre in appearance, because it is the upachaya sign from sun. Okay, so sun basically, Mercury lords over Virgo as well as Gemini. So from the sun's perspective, it is basically neutral. Mercury may be friend to sun, but sun considers him to be neutral. Okay, and being the upachaya sign, so sun is slightly inimical towards Mercury, towards Gemini. And because of that, the appearance, the charisma that comes from sun, it will not be like full-fledged. There will be um, loss of charisma in the appearance of such people. Now let's look at uh, the aspect of other grahas on such sun. Okay, so when sun is there in Gemini and moon is aspecting it, so moon will aspect from the 7th house, from Sagittarius. So moon is friendly to Mercury, but Mercury doesn't like moon. So that's the issue. So basically, they will make it troubled by the enemy. Okay, so basically, Mercury will not like the aspect of Moon on it, making it like Moon's aspect will basically make the person very emotional. So they will be like wailing kind of. They'll be always in the state of. They'll be talking about their grief and all, and there will be emotional ups and downs in the person, in the personality of the people. Uh, Also, they will be getting trouble from their own people, their own kinsmen, because Moon represents the society and the people who basically surround you. So they will feel animosity from them because Mercury hates them. There could be troubles from the foreign travels, because you see, Gemini is the exaltation sign of Rahu, so there is a foreign connection involved, and Moon's aspect over it will basically be troublesome from the foreign connection, foreign travel perspective. When Mars aspects is, so Mars is also, Mars hates Mercury, and Mercury is neutral to Mars. Okay, Mercury considers Mars to be neutral, but Mars, they will hate it. So Mars will give all the negative energies to Gemini because of that hatred to Mercury. So Mars will give all kind of battles, but these battles will not be like going to the war. It will basically be going into the legal room, okay, courtrooms, and there will be losses also because of such courtroom battles. But these people, they will be very shy. It will make the person very shy because Mars aspect means that these people will be surrounded by people who like to get physical. Okay, they like to basically fight and do the fist fight kind of thing. But Mercury being the advocate of non-violence, he will shy away from them. So that shyness will basically come from being surrounded by the Martian kind of people. Okay, there would be poverty because Mars is a tamasic planet, Mercury is Rajas planet. So tamas basically destroys Rajas a lot. So he will try to reduce the amount of wealth that the person has. There will be obviously fear from enemies because Mars is the enemy and he's aspecting Gemini. Then Jupiter's aspect is good for them because they want to learn a lot. Jupiter will give them a lot of learning, and learning to such a level that they can go and actually teach others, they can advise others. So they will be basically, because of Jupiter's aspect, they will be very good in the spiritual sciences, they will be very good in all the kind of sciences. Okay, they can become diplomat, they basically travel to foreign countries, and they'll be very fierce. But why confused? Because since they were already learning so many things, and Jupiter's aspect has also increased their learning in several diverse areas. So their indecision will increase because knowing too much about something results into analysis paralysis. So they will know so many things that they'll get confused. So that kind of possibility is there. Then finally, with the Saturn's aspect, so Saturn is friendly to Mercury. Mercury considers him to be neutral, but Saturn's aspect on Gemini, Saturn especially being the ninth lord, so it will be very good for them. It will bring a lot of delight to them, and the person will become very crafty because Saturn, even though he's a friend, he will um, he will give some kind of machinations to the person because Mercury is all about bringing together two people. But when Saturn's aspect is there, the tamas aspect increases. So basically some ulterior motive would be there, or some Machiavellian strategies he will apply to basically get the parties together. So that diplomacy will not be genuine actually because of Saturn's aspect. And there will be many kinsmen, many family members, and the near relatives will be there. Saturn rules over the servants, so they will be endowed with lot of servants, and they will be anxious. So this anxiousness is basically, uh, first of all, why they will be delighted. So you see that Mercury is about, um, you see multiple they will have multiple contrasting thoughts in their mind, because they know so much that they will not be able to judge what to do. So that indecision is there. But when Saturn's aspect over there, it means that that indecision level has reduced. Okay, because now they are thoroughly looking into one aspect, so there is some solidification in their thoughts because of Saturn. So that brings the delight, because now they are able to come to some conclusion. Okay, but Saturn's aspect on Mercury also means that, um, just like the old people, you have seen old people, they are actually very anxious in their old age, because they are they are not able to do things, but they are only thinking about what the possibilities are. So that level of anxiousness would be there, especially when they get old. That's all about it. Om Namo Narayana.